Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And we've got another magic item to review. Today we are looking at the Bag of Holding, what it can do, what its use is. We're going to grade it. As you can see, I've given it a B. But first, hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that like button because it helps the channel a lot. All right, let's talk about this wondrous uncommon item. We are doing the uncommon items essentially in alphabetical order. I'm giving this one a B. It's got a lot of utility. It doesn't have a lot of use in combat-ish. And as you guys know, I like to do things from the perspective of how it's going to help out in a combat situation. This has some, and they're very poignant uses in combat, but not very many. So the bag has an interior space considerably larger than the outside dimensions, roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. The bag can hold up to 400 pounds, essentially, or 500 pounds, I'm sorry, not exceeding 64 cubic feet. The bag weighs 15 pounds regardless of the contents. Retrieving an item from the bag requires an action. All right, so that's a lot to unpack. Roughly 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep. And then the bag can hold up to 500 pounds. So it could hold I would say not quite a medium creature, but definitely could hold a small creature, especially with 2 foot diameter at the mouth. A small creature could go in the bag. The bag weighs 15 pounds, so that's another thing that you need to think about what can carry the bag itself. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. If the bag is overloaded, pierced, or torn, it ruptures and is destroyed, and its contents are scattered in the astral plane. Essentially, the bag is a portal to kind of a demi-plane that touches the astral plane. So the nearest adjacent plane is the astral plane, and then your contents are in this demi-plane there. And if it gets torn, they fall into the astral plane. So if the bag is turned inside out, its contents spill forth unharmed, but then you have to put the bag back. Breathing creatures inside the bag can survive up to a number of minutes equal to 10 times the number of creatures, after which time they begin to suffocate. So that's an important thing also to understand, that it's 10 minutes for one creature. So I don't know. I think it would be stretching it to have 2 small creatures in there. The weight limit is definitely there, but maybe not the volume itself. But you could probably have a couple of tiny creatures in there. And again, there's only so much air in there, and it'll run out. So this is the important part. Placing a bag of holding inside an extra dimensional space created by a handy haversack, a portable hole, or similar item instantly destroys both items and opens a gate to the astral plane. The gate originates where the one item was placed inside the other. Any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through to a random location on the astral plane. The gate then closes. The gate is one way only and cannot be reopened. There's no saving throw for this. If you haven't seen how to kill or how to defeat, it's not kill, how to defeat the Tarrasque, this is the way that you do that, is placing a bag of holding either inside another bag of holding, a handy haversack, or a portable hole. Now, if we look at the Heward's handy haversack, it's got the same clause, except it says by putting it into a bag of holding or a portable hole, and portable hole says by putting it into a bag of holding or a handy haversack. So, important things to note. To do this trick, well, I want to point out one class that essentially gets bags of holding for free at essentially second level, and that's the Artificer. So if you look at the Artificer, they can infuse items at second level. They know 4 infusions, and they can infuse 2 items. And one of those infusions it's way down here, but it's called Replicate Magic Item. Using this infusion, you replicate a magic item. You can learn this infusion multiple times. Each time you do, choose a magic item that you can make with it. picking from replicable item table. The table title tells you the level you must be in the class to choose from an item from the table. Alternatively, you can choose the item from among common magic items in the game, not including potions or scrolls. So you got to work that out with your dungeon masters. But a bag of holding is on this, and it says choose a magic item that you can make with it, and you can do this multiple times. So you can pick 2 bags of holding at second level. If one of those bags of holding gets into another bag of holding, it will destroy them both and open a gate to the astral plane. It originates in any creature. It doesn't say that it's limited by size. It just says any creature within 10 feet of the gate is sucked through. Same thing for that. Something that the Artificer can't create either one of those, but they can create a bag of. You can create 2 bags of holding at second level. All right, so let's talk about first things first. A mage hand can or cannot pick up a bag of holding. Let's see, it's 30 feet, and you can use the manipulate an object, open an unlocked door or container, stow or retrieve an item from an open container. The hand can attack and can carry more than 10 pounds. So it cannot carry more than 10 pounds. So the answer to that one is no, it cannot carry a bag of holding because a bag of holding weighs 15 pounds. How about an unseen servant? So an unseen servant, let's see here, has an AC of 10, 1 hit point, and a strength of 2, and it cannot attack. And then on each of your turns as a bonus action, you can command it to go somewhere. You can do simple tasks once you give it a command. So it has a strength of 2, so that tells us quite a bit about how much it can carry. So let's go in here. We go to the ability score section, and we go to the strength section, and I believe the carry is in the strength section here. Where is it? Working together, group checks, each ability score. Athletics, attack, lifting, and carrying. Your carrying capacity is your strength score multiplied by 15. Well, look at that. A strength of 2 means that it can carry 30 pounds. 30 pounds. This is the weight in pounds that you can carry, which is high enough that most characters don't usually have to worry about it. So, Unseen Servant is a ritual, and can you have more than one Unseen Servant? Yes, you can, because it is not concentration. So, it doesn't say that you can't. Or 2 characters that have this, like 2 wizards, because this is a bard, warlock, or wizard spell, can cast this spell. An Artificer could get this spell by taking a level of wizard, or by taking the Magic Initiate feat, which gives them a first level spell, which then they can cast as a ritual because they have ritual casting, and they can call an Unseen Servant. So you could have the Unseen Servant carrying the bag of holding around, and you could have the Unseen Servant put the bag of holding into another bag of holding that's lying on the ground. It can't pick up both. Well, it can. It can do 30 pounds. So it can have both of them in its hands, and it can stuff one in the other, and then it's gone. So that is one way of using this in combat if you wish to do that. And there are many other ways of doing this. I bring up Find Familiar because there are many familiars in here. So, for instance, Owl is a tiny beast that has a strength of 3, which means it can, for some reason, it can carry 45 pounds. Insane. And we've got a hawk, which has a strength of 5. So it can carry 5 times 15, almost 60 pounds. So a raven can carry 30 pounds. I don't know how a raven, but it can. So I believe, however, that this is limited by size. So tiny creatures can carry less. So it is limited by size. For each size category, above, medium, double, for a tiny creature, have these weights. So a raven, if you have it, can't carry it. But an owl, which can carry 45 pounds, can carry a bag of holding. A hawk, which is also tiny, can carry a bag of holding because it can carry 15 pounds. So it can still carry them, and you could stick one inside the other. Now, one of the other cool things that you can do with this particular item, and it's one of my favorite things to do, is to polymorph something into a tiny creature or less and then shove it in the bag and leave it there. Now, the bag can hold up to 500 pounds, not exceeding 64 cubic feet. So 64 cubic feet is not a lot of room. It's roughly 2 feet in diameter and 4 feet deep. That's almost big enough for a medium creature. So if the bag is overloaded, and this is between you and your DM as to what overloaded means. A medium creature doesn't weigh 500 pounds. Very few do. And then if you can scrunch it into this dimensions, you can get it in there. So what ends up happening with polymorph is you polymorph something into a toad, you stick it in the bag, and then you leave it there. If it is a medium or smaller creature, it will transform back in the bag. It's stuck in the bag. It can't get out of the bag. And it will eventually run out of air, and then it's done. And it shouldn't overload the bag. But there are arguments for and against that. So that is another very good use of the bag as well. And, of course, the bag can be used to carry all of your stuff. The bag can be used to carry all your gold, all your equipment, anything that you're hauling out of a dungeon, etc. And no matter what happens, it weighs, no matter what you put in there, it weighs 15 pounds. So, all right, that is the video that I have for everybody. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.